drive on the 24.
Barrett, previously an air ball.
The drive, the layup, banks it home.
Manipulating, devastated off the glass, trying to preserve his...
All right, where do I start? So, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. This is Nas. Where do I start? Honestly, there's been so much going on in the past 24 hours that, you know, it's great for content creators, but it's not great for the New York Knicks. So, for anybody that hasn't been tuned in, the New York Knicks just beat the Houston Rockets. Well-fought game. So many great moments in that game of just fighting. I mean, you know, James Harden, to me, you know, watching the game, I'm not going to look at the stats right now, but he didn't have the game he usually has when he's in the Garden, for whatever reason. Shot was off. Still put up 30 plus, I think. But, you know, to me, the Rockets were coming off playing the Boston Celtics, and they just weren't up for that game. First half, you know, playing terrible. Couldn't grab a rebound if their life depended on it. And that's what happens, you know, like you're going down 19, you know, starting the fourth quarter, or there's 2 minutes left in the third. And then they wanted to play in that fourth. They wanted to, you know, upset the Knicks. And they almost did. It was scary game, hard-fought game once again, and they almost came back and beat the Knicks again. But they didn't. And so, you know, coming from a guy, like I keep saying, I'm a heavy fan of the Knicks, and this Knicks fandom is something I'm going to talk about in this video also, you know, because of what's going on right now. But I'm going to get to that. But I am going to look to the stats for my guys. So my man RJ Barrett, 27 points, 10 for 18 shooting, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. For every Knicks fan, for every fan in general that just loves watching basketball, seeing RJ seeing him getting into his rhythm, wearing that jersey on that Garden floor, is so inspiring to see him coming into his own. You know, I feel like RJ in particular is just scratching the surface. If that jump shot starts to fall, watch out. Watch out. And the reason I say watch out is because this guy, he can get to the basket at will. This is something that's not talked about because he's on the Knicks. You see what I'm saying? Like, because he's on the Knicks, people really aren't giving him his due, you know, credit. This kid, you can't stay in front of him. Yeah, people say he's a little slow, but like he's a little slow, he's not that fast. Doesn't matter. When you have that strength at that height, and he's a lefty, and he's crafty. He's one of those crafty guys that just knows how to get angles, knows how to get to the bucket. If this dude starts hitting the 3-ball consistently, all-star. Like, that's not even counting defense. If he gets, you know, better on defense, which he probably will. So that's just, you know, me giving RJ the credit he deserves for that game last night. In the past few games he's been playing has been well. He's been playing well. So ever since that All-Star break, I feel like his confidence has been built, you know, and to me, like, he's the leader the Knicks need. There's a clip of him after the game ended, you know, basically rallying the guys for their huddle at the end of the game that they do basically after every game, and staying, you know, togetherness, which I love, by the way. But, you know, he led that, you know, he got the guys together, and it just looked like that's how it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? It just looks like he fits that role of being a leader. So yeah, yesterday was just amazing. I was so excited. I'm not gonna go through every player and how they played, but I will talk about Frank. And, you know, like I keep saying, Frank, in my opinion, he's gonna know his role in the league. His role is that of a ball stopping PG /2/3. You could play him kind of almost anywhere, and he's gonna do his job. He's gonna make the right rotations. You You know, he's a heady player, very smart player, and you know, he can get your team into the offense. And you know, but we know what Frank is. He's a defender, and justifiably so. He did a great job on Russell Westbrook that last possession. I don't know if any other player on our team, on this team, the Knicks, for anybody that's watching that's not a Knicks fan, you know, but I don't know if any other player on the Knicks could have stayed in front of Russ on that play. Like, when you really watch it, Russ exploded off that first dribble, boom, trying to get to the middle, trying, you know, expecting Frank not to be able to stay with him, and Frank moved his feet, angled his body, and stayed right there. And you know, that won the game. You know, that won the game. That defensive stop was huge, man. That was gonna tie it up and go to overtime. And we all know if it would have went to overtime, the Rockets would have won that game. They were hot. They would have won that game. So great way to end that streak that the Rockets had on us, about 9 years of winning. Some crazy streak that they had. But yeah, man, you know, Frank and RJ just, you know, they kind of meshed together. They meshed together. Now, like, there was a bunch of other pieces that played well. Bobby Portis. I'm not gonna name everybody. Do I still want to see my man Alonzo Trier getting minutes? Of course. Do I have a problem with Wayne Ellington getting more minutes than Alonzo Trier? Of course. Getting more minutes than Dot? Of course. I still have that problem. The win doesn't change my perspective on that, because I'm looking at the future. This team is still not making the playoffs. We're still not going to be relevant this year. So I'm still looking at the fact that you're not building young pieces that you could either flip and move for assets, or you can move with in the future. It's concerning to me. Does the win feel great? Of course, you know, but you got to look long term. You don't want to get too high, too low. I still feel like those guys should get playing time. But I want to talk about the elephant in the room right now. And, you know, just in Knicks land, there's always something. Me being a fan, I'm 28. Me being a fan for however long I've been a fan, you know, definitely 10 plus years. Why does this kind of stuff have to happen? Anybody laughing right now, you have permission to laugh, man. Like, you can laugh. It's okay. Why does this stuff got to happen to us? Why New York? Why always does something have to happen? It just makes no sense. And what I'm talking about is Spike Lee and James Dolan going at it. You know, this issue coming up on both parties, why are we doing this? Why did the egos got to be like this? You know what I mean? Like, Dolan, you own the New York Knicks. It's $1 billion franchise. You own the Garden in general. You own multiple teams, but the New York Knicks, one of the most valuable team in the NBA, and you're bickering and going back and forth with Spike Lee. It's like a power trip. So for your side, Dolan, what are you doing? This guy he's paid $10 million. Well, that's the number that I heard. Paid $10 million over his lifetime being a Knicks fan on tickets, on season tickets. I think that number said he's paying $300,000 a year. So why do this now? Your team just won. You know, you just had some really good vibes. Your rookie's playing well. And this is the message that you're sending to your rookie. This is the message that free agents have to see. This is the message that kids that's not even drafted yet, they see this. It's everybody seeing this. So as an owner, you have to know better on how to operate, especially when your team and your franchise has been as inept as it's been for so many years. You gotta know better, man. Like, you gotta just know better. It's just certain things that you go about it a different way, you know? Now to go to Spike Lee's side. Spike, I'm not gonna go against you, Spike Lee, because at the end of the day, you spend a lot of money supporting this team. You're a super fan. And I'm pretty sure every fan appreciates Spike Lee for fighting for the Knicks, for being there game in and game out and sacrificing his earned money to support this team because he loves this team. But Spike, you're at fault as well, because yeah, they did what they did. And I'm not going to go over the details. You can look it up on Bleacher Report. It's everywhere. They did what they did, you know, with the elevator and all that. But why go on First Take? Why go on First Take, man? Why go with Stephen A and Max, and you know it's gonna turn into this mega story, and Is it because you felt disrespected? As a man, if you feel disrespected, going to the media isn't the answer. Going to other people is not the answer. You go to the source. Go to the source, talk it out, hash it out. If it can't be worked out, it can't be worked out. But Spike, you know as well as we know, you love this team. You're going to be back in the Garden. You're going to be back in that seat. So all you did was, now it's just stirred up more media fire that's going to take away from the success that RJ is having. It's going to affect the Knicks players. It's going to affect free agents. It's going to affect everything because it just adds another layer of ineptitude to the team that was not necessary. So this is me giving my comments on it. I feel like both are at fault equally. It's not like Dolan's just that bad and he just is the end-all be-all problem. Spike, it was still not smart of you to go on First Take and emotionally, just kind of talk about the situation when you should have just went to Dolan and expressed your feelings. And if that means you don't want to go to the games anymore, fine, it is what it is. But you'll be back, man. So, this is my take on it. And, I'm not going to talk too long on it. I just feel like this kind of stuff, it's one of the main reasons this team can't get it together. When stars like Porzingis, when he was here, you got stuff like this going on. It's just, whether it's Phil Jackson, it's always some kind of fire being set on the Knicks at the worst times. So it's unfortunate. As a fan, it affects us because, number one, in basketball conversation, we get killed by every other fan. LA fans, all kind of fans talk crap. You know what I mean? Sorry, but it's the truth. It's the truth. And if any fans in here watching that's not a Knicks fan, hey man, what can I say? This is the franchise that I gotta deal with. You know what I mean? And I just love it. I just love the Knicks, and it sucks. But I'm a loyal fan. Most Knicks fans are just loyal to a fault, and we have to support our team. So to get off the negative, because I feel like that was just ridiculous. I want to get back to the positive and the basketball side of it. I want to get back to this box score real quick. And for anybody, once again, that's still tuned in, because I know my first video was kind of long, it was like 16 minutes. But honestly, I just want to form a community, and I just want to express my feelings about basketball in this team and other teams in the future. But anybody that sticks around and still watches these videos, I definitely appreciate you. Definitely hit the comment section. I want to hear your views on what I'm saying, even if it's good or bad, doesn't matter. Like, I love it. I want to hear what you guys got to say, and form this community, and definitely go back and forth with that. But like I said, RJ Barrett, 27 points, definitely best player on the court. I feel like he could have had 30 plus. He got up 18 shots, shot 3 for 8 from 3. But I mean, the way he's scoring, the way he's getting to the basket, I want him doing more, even more. I know it sounds selfish, but when you got a piece like, look at Ja Morant. He's the hub of that team. He's the center of that team. He'll put up 25 shots if he have to, but he's more of a passer. So I want RJ getting the looks. Randall, 16 points, 16 rebounds. Solid game from Randall, but the 5 for 14 shooting. Come on, man. Like, that's no good. That's no good, man. And it's just, you gotta find a way to shoot a better efficiency. Like, I know, sometimes he gets the ball, late shot clock, stuff like that. But come on, man, 5 for 14, that's pretty bad. I want to talk about, Kevin Knox. I want to hit this before it gets too late in the video. Kevin Knox. I'll say this about him. Since over the past 3 games, I'd say his defense is getting better. His defense, I've seen him, change some shots, definitely block some shots. And I like what I see. I like what I see with the defensive end. If he can really start finding a rhythm with that, now you have more value, because coming in, he was just a shooter, kind of offensive guy that, we didn't know what he was going to bring to the table except be a scorer. But if at his frame, he can become a defender like at the 4 and 3, I like that. Because like he said, the offense is gonna come. He's inconsistent, but what happens is when you don't play no defense, because for the most of the season he wasn't playing no defense. Dude was a revolving door. You know what I mean? Like, so it makes you look even worse. It makes you look real bad. Now that he's starting to defend a little better, okay, I can find use for you while you find your rhythm with the shooting. So, you know, the previous game he just played, he got 17 minutes, scored 6 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 2 for 7 shooting from the field. But the box score, it doesn't show what he did on the defensive end, so I'll give him credit for that. With Kevin Knox, I'm excited for Lethal Shooter. This guy named Lethal Shooter. Look him up on Instagram. He's one of the best like shooting coaches out here, celebrity. And I guess the rumor is, I don't know if it's confirmed, but he's working with the Knicks now. So that's big time. Like, if RJ's been shooting better, I don't know if it's because of him or if it's because of Allen Houston, but somebody's working with RJ. And hopefully somebody starts working with Knox, because even though his form looks good, I feel like he needs a little more fine tuning with something, with a shot, and mentally get him in that confidence mode. You know what I mean? So yeah, my dream, and my dream is to get Knox right, man. I want Knox to be right. That's why I go so hard on this dude, man. It's because if you get RJ and you get Knox, that's your tandem, man. Like, if you get those guys playing well together, that's a great forward tandem that's similar to the Celtics. I'm not saying they're Jaylen Brown. I'm not saying they, Jason Tatum. But if RJ's already proven, he's going to be, I think he's going to be an all-star. We'll see what happens. This is, to me, his floor, what he's doing right now. This is his floor. Like, he's only going to improve as he gets older and stronger and better. And Kevin Knox, if he can just catch up and become just a knockdown shooter and find a mid-range game and keep defending at the level he's defending, now you got something you're cooking with. And we know what Mitch is. We know what Mitch is going to do. There's one last thing to this video I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to cut it short. LeVar Ball with his comments on Undisputed, and how he looks at LaMelo Ball like he's the perfect fit for the Knicks. And a lot of people would laugh at it, mock it, whatever they're gonna say. LeVar, you're an idiot. LeVar, you're this, you're that. Hey, man, I wouldn't be mad at having LaMelo Ball. I wouldn't be mad at having him because his confidence as a playmaker, his swag as a playmaker, he's meant to play here. He is. He's ready. He's ready for these lights. He is, in my opinion, the prospect that I would be most excited for. Now, there's plenty of guys in that draft I wouldn't be mad at getting. Killian Hayes. There's a bunch of dudes in this draft that I feel like people are just kind of not giving this draft enough credit. But LaMelo is a different animal, man. Like, you look at Luka right now. I'm not saying he's Luka, but he's been playing against grown men. He's playing against grown men. That makes a difference when you get to the league. It's a confidence level. It's a familiarity, you know what I mean, with the strength level. So you're able to take some of that contact better. You've been training with grown men. You got the mindset, and so you're ready. So I would love to have a NBA ready LaMelo Ball on the Knicks. You know what I mean? People talk about his shooting. Okay. We'll see. We'll see. He's proven he can shoot. He's had bad slumps, I guess. But look, man, it's about swag. I want guys on this team that are confident. And that's the thing that RJ has is confidence. Confidence. I need Kevin Knox to get confidence. Frank starting to get more confidence. So, this was a hopefully a short video. I mean, I tend to ramble, but I don't care. I mean, it's my channel. If you like with me talking, if you like how I talk, stay tuned. If not, then stay tuned. But that's all I wanted to really talk about, man. And hopefully, man, this media fire, dumpster fire stuff that's going on with Spike Lee, just cut it out. Nobody want to see this. We want to see progression with the Knicks. We want to see what pick we getting. We want to see positivity. We don't want to see the rest of the world talking about the team and how same old Dolan, same old Dolan. We get it. We got a new guy in Leon Rose. We'll see what he can do with this team. We'll see how they work this off season, and hopefully good things are coming, man. But I just want to get some video up for you, and hopefully more videos coming up. Definitely remember to like, comment, hit that subscribe button. We just getting started out here, Nas TV.